In Dallas, who played Sue Ellen Ewing. Do you remember her? A figure who was both strong and weak, torn between the extravagance of a fancy life and deep personal pain in the 1980s. Linda Gray played this famous part. She not only created an unforgettable character in Sue Ellen, but she also had a lot of success as an actress and a director, becoming a symbol of American television that will never go away. Still, there is an emotional story of struggle, pressure, and being alone. Behind all the glitz and glitter, Linda fought to change who she was because she was stuck in a marriage she didn't love and whose demands kept her from becoming an actress. Dallas was more than just a chance, but a saving grace that helped her get past bias and make a name for herself in a tough field. What did Linda Gray's life really end? Where is she now after all the good times and bad times she had in the show business? How is her day going? Fans of Linda Gray will enjoy this movie because it shows many parts of her journey that have not been told before. Childhood. She was born on September 12, 1940 in Santa Monica, California, into a family that was poor but loving. Leslie Gray, her watch repairman father, taught her the value of patience and hard work through his careful work. In her traditional way of thinking, her mother stressed how important it was for women in the family to be responsible and stable. Linda's character was shaped by these beliefs. This makes her responsible and driven, with a desire to go beyond the limits of everyday life. Linda grew up in Culver City, a small town famous for its big movie sets. At the time, it was the center of the movie business. Even though Culver City was close to Hollywood, everyday life there was based on custom and necessity. Linda thought the town was a safe and peaceful spot, but she also felt confined there. She often thought, is being a wife, a mother, and living in a family the only things that life is for? She was shy, but Linda loved the little things that made daily life fun. She began to work on her desire to break free from restrictions and chase a different future by doing things like helping her parents in the watch repair shop and performing in school plays. She said that when she was a child, she would stand outside the store where her family worked. He stood there and watched people go by, wondering if their lives were like the movies being made nearby. She dreamed of being a part of stories one day. Linda's years of peace in Culver City not only taught her to be sensitive and work hard, but they also gave her a dream to change her fate. I was always sure that something better was waiting for me, but I knew I had to work hard to get it, she said early in her career. Linda Gray's childhood dreams were fostered in Culver City, which set her on the long path to becoming successful in the entertainment business. When it looked like she wouldn't be able to become an actor, she decided to become a model instead, which would put her in the spotlight, which was her dream job. Linda was in almost 400 TV ads in the 1,960 sets. So many people knew her, advertising a wide range of goods, from fashion and cosmetics to strong names. With her natural beauty, classy manner, and sure of herself ease, she quickly became a modern woman, strong and independent, but also elegantly charming. Linda wasn't happy to stop there, though. Her quiet love of acting pushed her to look for better roles. Her first movies were Palm Springs Weekend and Under the Yum Yum Tree, both in 1963, with small parts. Even though they were short-lived, Linda's small parts in movies gave her a taste of the movie business. It gave her hope that one day she could get lead role. In the beginning of her job, Linda had to be patient and keep working hard because she knew she couldn't rely on her looks alone and had to show off her skills every chance she got, no matter how small. When Linda switched from modeling to acting professionally in 1974, it was a turning point. She was asked to be a guest star on TV shows like McCloud, Switch, and Marcus Welby. And even though Linda only had these parts for one show at a time, they helped her learn and improve her skills. To build a strong acting resume, she took on the challenge of playing a wide range of parts, from doctors to supporting characters in crime dramas. But Linda really turned things around when she played Linda Merkland on the TV show All That Glitters in 1977. The part wasn't like any other. It was the first transgender figure to appear on American TV on a regular basis. Not only was playing Linda Merkland a big step forward in her career, it was also a big step forward for the entertainment business as a whole, as TV started to show more diversity and representation. Linda played the part with understanding and nuance, showing emotional depth that not many actors were ready to explore at the time. All That Glitters did well at first, but only for a short time. The show was canceled after only 13 weeks because it didn't live up to the producer's hopes. It looked like Linda's job was in danger again, but she didn't give up. She once said, that every mistake is a chance to learn. She learned from that setback that she needed to improve her own style and ideals if she wanted to stay in business in such a competitive field. In Hollywood in the 1970s, things were tough for women who weren't in their 20s. She was in her 30s at this point and dealt with the pressures of being old in a business that valued young actresses and male actors. This mild but widespread bias made the problem she was having even worse, but these problems drove her to show how valuable she was. She said it before, "If I don't show them I can do it, who will?" At this time, Linda was also having a hard time with the mental stress of keeping up with her work and personal life at the same time. She said that the expectations of the show business made her feel alone and made her question her own worth. Still, they didn't give up. Instead, they turned these pressures into fuel to keep going. Besides her movie roles, Linda was always looking for other ways to advance her business. She learned that to make it in this business, you needed more than just skill. You had to be able to take advantage of every chance, no matter how small. She never turned down an offer because she knew it would teach her something new. Linda Gray's successful career. When she was cast as Sue Ellen Shepard Ewing in the hit TV show Dallas in 1978, it was a big moment in Linda Gray's career. Dallas, which was about the powerful Ewing family in the oil business, quickly became a worldwide hit. Linda went from being a relatively unknown actress to an iconic figure on American TV. But playing Sue Ellen wasn't just a big chance for Linda's career. It was also a tough task that required her to really understand the character's deepest feelings. It wasn't just that Sue Ellen was married to J.R. Ewing, was the show's famous bad guy, but she was also a truly troubled woman who had to deal with her husband's abuse and betrayal, which made her turn to alcohol to avoid her pain. From the sadness in Sue Ellen's eyes to her fits of rage, to her desire for freedom and true love, Linda gave the character a depth that is hard to find. People not only felt sorry for Linda, but they were also captivated by how complex and real she was in the part. She once said, "Becoming Sue Ellen was like letting out a part of me I didn't know was there." However, it wasn't easy to play Sue Ellen in more than 38 shows. Linda was under a lot of stress, especially when real people started mixing her up with her role. There were rumors in the media that Linda, like Sue Ellen, had problems with drinking, which made her feelings even worse. Even so, she wouldn't let mistakes get in the way of her goal. She said, "People can think what they want, but I know I'm telling an important story about women who are stuck in pain and dependent." Linda became well known for her part as Sue Ellen, which also led to many big opportunities. She was nominated for 2 Golden Globes and one of the most coveted Emmys, along with awards from around the world, like the Bambi Award in Germany and the Il Gatto Award in Italy. She was given Woman of the Year by the Hollywood Radio and Television Society in 1982. Linda became a cultural icon of the 1980s thanks to Sue Ellen's success. She was seen as a strong but deeply hurt lady. Linda did more than just play, she also tried her hand at directing. She directed several episodes of Dallas, including the series ending, in a field where women were rarely given the chance to lead. This not only showed how versatile Linda is, but it also gave her even more credibility as a leader for women in the entertainment business. She once said that being a director was hard, but it let her tell a story in her own unique way. Every show was supposed to be more than just a part of the story. I wanted it to affirm that women can achieve anything. After Dallas, Linda expanded her career by taking on new projects, proving she was not confined to a single role. In the series Melrose Place and its spin-off Models Inc., Linda portrayed Hillary Michaels, a sharp and powerful modeling agency executive. This role marked a complete departure from the image of Sue Ellen, allowing Linda to showcase a new side of herself. Decisive, bold, and authoritative. Beyond television, Linda also made her mark on stage. In 2001, she took on the role of Mrs. Robinson in the West End production of The Graduate, a significant milestone in her career. This was the first time Linda fully embodied a character whose iconic legs had graced the poster of the 1967 film of the same name. The role garnered positive reviews and reaffirmed Linda's status as a versatile artist. Unbound by any medium, she did not shy away from independent films either, where she explored deeply layered and authentic characters. In Reflections of a Life, 2006, Linda played the best friend of a woman undergoing breast cancer treatment, a role that required both empathy and nuanced acting. Projects like Expecting Mary and Hidden Moon further demonstrated that Linda was always ready to embrace new challenges, regardless of the stage in her career. Personal life. Beneath the dazzling glow of her successful career, Linda Gray's personal life was a tapestry of contradictions, loss, and heart-wrenching decisions. Her 21-year marriage to Ed Thrasher, a talented art director, was a vivid testament to the conflict between personal dreams and family responsibilities. At first, their life seemed idyllic, building a home together in Santa Clarita, where Ed pursued his dream of being a cowboy with a ranch full of horses and chickens. But for Linda, this was not the life she envisioned for herself. Linda once revealed that she felt imprisoned in her husband's dream. When she expressed her desire to pursue an acting career, Ed responded with a blunt rejection. "You can become an actress when the kids are in college." Those words not only disappointed Linda, but also made her feel as though her true self was being denied. While Ed reveled in the life he had always wanted, Linda wrestled with a sense that her aspirations were being ignored. "I always wondered, is this all there is to life? I'm living his dream, but what about mine?" she confided. The opportunity to join Dallas in 1978 marked a turning point not only in Linda's career, but also in her personal life. She realized she could no longer live in a state of confinement. Her decision to divorce in 1983 was a painful yet necessary step toward reclaiming herself. "Divorce is never easy, but I knew that if I didn't go through with it, I would lose myself forever," she shared. Leaving a loveless marriage, Linda set out to live authentically, despite knowing she would face significant challenges ahead. However, her new life was not without difficulties. The years of success with Dallas were also marked by persistent rumors about her romantic relationships with co-stars. Although these stories were never confirmed, they added considerable pressure to her life. Linda chose to remain silent, focusing instead on her work and personal life, rather than addressing the speculation. "I learned to ignore what people say. In the end, what matters most is that I know who I am," she asserted. Not only were stories putting stress on Linda Gray's life, she was also having legal problems with her property. Linda was tired from the small legal problems that came up from owning expensive properties like the 2.5-acre ranch in Santa Clarita or the villa in Los Angeles. A lot of great things happen when you succeed, but it also comes with responsibilities you sometimes don't anticipate, she shared. During such times, Linda often turned to the stage or film projects as a way to alleviate stress and remain steadfast in her passion for the arts. Beyond the struggles in her marriage, Linda also endured the heartbreaking loss of her younger sister. In 1989, her sister Betty passed away from breast cancer. Linda has described this loss as not only a profound shock, but also a poignant reminder of the fragility and value of life and family. However, the greatest challenge of Linda's life came in 2020 when her son, Jeff Thrasher, passed away from leukemia at the age of 56. And this was an incomparable pain. Jeff was not only a son Linda was immensely proud of, but also a companion in her life. "Losing Jeff felt like losing a part of myself forever," she said. Jeff was an active and creative person who left his mark on many of the projects he worked on. His death was a huge loss for everyone who knew him,